What's up? It's your boy Mastamynd here for Hog Cannabis Live, and we're back with another episode of 420 Live Ohio. Just a friendly reminder to make sure you wear your mask when you're out in public to stop the spread of the virus. We appreciate you. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell for updates. Also, don't forget to check out my website, www.ohiocannabislive.com. Stay tuned. We'll be starting soon. Hello everybody, this is your breaking news, your breaking cannabis news. So, what we heard over this week, when we called around to some dispensaries, we called the botanists, and I have heard some breaking news. We found out that the botanist is getting ready to launch their flower products. So we have a brand new cultivator coming into the mix here in Ohio. So please let me know what you think about that and the exciting news in the comments, and make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. That's just your breaking news.
Another mastermind hit.
Yo, what's up? What's up? I hope y'all can hear me good. I'm checking my audio to make sure you can hear me. It says you can hear me. That's what's up. Happy 420 Live. All right, what's everybody medicating on? I'm been ready to turn comments on so I can see what y'all saying. What's up, Rob? What's up, Michael? What's up, Mr. R Juggalo for Life 1990? What's up then, Lizzie? Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to see y'all here. We are back. I'm testing everything, making sure everything right, because this is a big day. We got a special guest coming in soon. Make sure she's still there. Look, all this stuff I got going here. Let's see. There she is. I see her now. Okay. All right. So, what's up, Hermit? Good to see you there. Good to see you there. What's everybody medicating on? I'm going to try some peanut butter breath by Farkas Farms. Has anybody else tried that? You got some banana punch? Oh, okay. All right. That sounds like that's going to be nice. Yeah. Did everybody have a good weekend? A good week? It's been crazy. It's been one of them weeks. Before we get started into today's focus, which is going to be CBD, I just want to take a moment, like I always do, to talk about what's going on with the COVID-19 situation. So like you see me do before, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the numbers for today. My system is refreshing it right now. Come on, state's website. They you look at that. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm getting it now for you guys. Bear with me. Let's see. You know, I like it to look perfect when I put up a screen. All right, Lemon Dosey Do. Okay, one of my favorites, buddy. Hey, Nuke Niece, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So just real briefly, as you can see, the numbers were a little bit lower than yesterday. We was at 10,000. Today we're at 9,000. Not much of an improvement, guys. Numbers are still rising. So bottom line verdict is keep wearing your mask. Okay. Eventually, something you guys will see coming soon, but I'm still working on it, is our own special forecast. It'll be tailored to us in Ohio, but this is just a preview. This ain't it right here. So it's coming soon. But anyway, like I said, I just want to make sure that we got everybody on here before we get started to the main show with the main guest. Yeah, Buckeye has been doing really good. I'm really impressed. So I hope you guys got your CBD questions together. I'm going to basically ask some questions, but I also want you guys to be able to ask questions too and get answers and learn. That's the whole point of this experience. So, you know, it's really important, you know, that we get this information that has been restricted from us all this time about CBD. Yes, I agree with you, Dave. Buckeye Relief has been very consistent. Absolutely, buddy. I totally, really agree with you there. See, I just want to make sure I got my eyes on you guys' comments here, because sometimes you guys go so fast. I don't want to make sure I miss anything. True OG, who is that by? Yeah, Nuke Niece, True OG. I mean, which one is that? You love Miss Tiffany? Hey, good to see you. You love CBD? Okay, great. So this is going to be the show for you then, since you love CBD. I'm glad to see that. Is anybody else on here really good with CBD, or had a lot of experience? I mean, I just want to gauge from everybody that's on here who really likes CBD or knows a lot about it or feels like it's really helping them. I'm just dying to know. What's the difference between CBD A, B, C, etc.? Yeah, Rob, that's an excellent question, and Dr. Bridget is writing that question down, I hope. Because that's the one that I would have asked, but I just didn't add it to my list. But it's a great question. Okay, I heard that. Callie in the house. I feel that. Nice. Some of that sun grown. Oh, that was nice, man. That's some special buddy you got there, Nuke Niece. That really is, man. Okay, Thin Lizzy, no experience except for the little, but okay, in the gummies. Okay, fair enough. You mix it with high THC flower too. Oh, okay. That's interesting you say that, Miss Tiffany, because that's going to play into one of the questions I'm going to ask Dr. Bridget. So I'm glad that you said that, because I'm going to ask about that. Lazarus Naturals, yes. Something else I'm going to ask about, because I've heard that name a lot. I really think that that's a really nice company, but again, it's just what I hear online. You know, I don't really necessarily know everything. You know, I just wanted to turn my music down just a little bit. Yeah, I'm checking my audio, so I'm just like hearing this music in my ear. It sounds great, but I just don't want it to be too loud. You use CBD every day, Terry? That's awesome, man. See, I'm trying to get myself a daily regimen. If it helps me, it helps. If it helps a sativa, I've noticed CBD does help with calming. I've smoked the CBD bud on probation and was not too bad. Just ... Okay, brother. Okay, sweet. That is cool. Okay, I really appreciate that. All right, so you know, I know Dr. Bridget's time is very valuable, so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on here just a second here once I pull my screen up. So again, you know, Dr. Bridget, she is the owner of Green Harvest Health. She is a licensed Ohio medical cannabis doctor, and she also has a CBD business. So I think that her knowledge will be very valuable to the cannabis community here in Ohio and abroad. And that's why I invited her to the show, and I'm really glad to have her here with us. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on. Hopefully our audio will work perfectly. You guys will let me know if you can't hear her, and we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on. Okay, here we go. All right. Dr. Bridget, can you hear me? Dr. Williams, can you hear? All right. Okay. Can everybody else hear? Can I get a sound check from my audience out there to make sure they can hear? We got about like a 30-second delay on the messages there. She said, then Lizzie says, good afternoon.
Hello.
All right. Well, Dr. Bridget, now that we know that they can hear you, go ahead and just briefly give us an overview. Tell us about you and what you got going on.
Sure. So my name is Dr. Bridget Williams. Most people call me Dr. Bridget. I am a board certified family physician for nearly 20 years. I spent the majority of my time at the Cleveland Clinic, and like many, I got a little frustrated with traditional medicine and was fascinated by cannabinoid medicine, as well as being able to spend quality time with patients. So long story short, I became a life coach. I also became certified to recommend medical cannabis, but also became certified as a cannabis educator and decided to open my own offices. So we have an office in Pickerington as our main office. We have a satellite in Hilliard and a satellite office in Cleveland as well. And along the way, we decided to really get involved with CBD because I feel it's the foundation of cannabinoid medicine, and THC is the icing on the cake. And so we have curated a line of products. We now white label that line of products. So people that want their own brand, we help them develop that. We have people that want a side hustle, so they can do more of an affiliate or selling the CBD. We have retailers, and we also do custom product formulation as well. So we keep busy. Also teaching over at the Cleveland School of Cannabis, so there's always something happening around here.
Yeah, it sounds like you are extremely busy. So yeah, you've got a lot going on there. I don't know how you can keep track of all those different things that you're doing at the same. I thought I had a lot to keep track of, but no, you have. Whew, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right, so like I said, I know your time is valuable, so I'm gonna try to get through these questions. See, Rob's got a question. Say what our own brand. So so explain the white labeling a little bit real quickly.
Yes. So we have our brand, which is the Green Harvest Health. We have pain creams, body butters, tinctures, gummies, and we have some really exciting new products that will be out any week now, I'm hoping, that I'm really excited about. But we understand that other people have a story and they have a connection to the community and want to be able to present CBD to their followers in a way that's meaningful. And so we help you create your own brand. So if you come up with your logo, we can assist you with that. We work with a team that will create the whole business for you if you desire, but white labeling means that you're putting your name on our original products, and we also allow a little tweaking as well to make it a little bit more unique for you, so that when you have something that you want to share with your community and you have followers that can really connect to your story, having your own brand makes a huge difference. So we want more people successful in the cannabis industry, and this is one way to do it.
Absolutely, and this is so important. This is why I brought you on here, and this is why I wanted you to say that so people can hear that, because I know a lot of people who are watching, I get a lot of people ask me how can they get involved and how can they find ways to get in. Not everybody wants to do a traditional dispensary or sell medical cannabis, have to go through all the extra work and money and risks. And this is why I think, this thing that you're doing is something that will give people an opportunity to do their own thing and still be a part of the cannabis community and also learn at the same time. So that's wonderful. And
people are really interested in that. I do a monthly webinar so you learn about direct sales, you learn about white labeling, and this month I believe it's always on a Monday evening at 7. I think it's January 18th. And to register, you just go to chatwithdrbridget drBridget.com, and you can register, and it's an opportunity to just talk, and so you can learn about how to make your space in the CBD industry. So January 18th, and just register at chatwithdrbridget.com.
All right. And Rob wants to follow, he wants to make sure we don't forget the question about the different types of CBD, the ABCs or whatever.
Sure,
could you explain
absolutely.
that to us a little bit?
So CBD is a compound. It's a neurotransmitter that activates the endocannabinoid system and actually works throughout your body. CBDA is the acid form. It's the non-active form, though still has great medicinal properties. So when you, just like when you decarboxylate your THC, so THCA to THC, now it's in its more active form. It's the same thing with CBD. CBDB, I think, is a rock group, and CBDC, I don't know if that even exists, but
well, I think he meant C. Well, see, I know what he's trying to get at, because there's CBG, there's CB.
Yes.
And CBN. Yes. It's like people ask, is like the CBN help with nighttime because it has the N next to it?
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Yes, absolutely. So we always talk about CBD and THC, right?
Right.
But there are many other cannabinoids that we're really just honing in on.
Okay.
So I'm not going to kind of hit all of them, but
right.
CBG is the precursor molecule to CBD, THC, and CBC. Okay. CBC is kind of a more naive form of THC, but is not psychoactive. And CBN is actually a degrading form of THC that is excellent for sleep. So, and
I need that.
there's other ones as well. So, so when we're talking about a full spectrum product, so you might hear that term periodically.
Yes, we do.
A full spectrum product means that it has CBD in it. It has these other cannabinoids in it, the natural essential oils or terpenes of the cannabis plant or hemp plant, and it has less than 0.3% THC. So full spectrum means you're getting everything, the whole entourage effect or ensemble effect that some people call it, in one product. And getting all that in there together gives you the most full experience.
Okay, so so if people, everybody just catch that. So when we see things that are labeled full spectrum, that's where you're going to actually taste a lot more things than if something, because I think a lot of people get, in the like those cartridges, or they get in the concentrate, say, oh, it's watered down with CBD and it doesn't taste like. They make it seem like that takes away from the flavor or the terpenes or anything. But I would think you would want to have the full spectrum if you want to get all the effects. Yeah.
Medicinally, as well as far as taste, you want, like, I'm really into terpenes and how it can add to the experience, to the taste, to the entire, what cannabis is really all about, right?
Yes,
it's
the
not
flavors.
just about THC, it's about the whole thing, right?
Yes.
So now a broad spectrum means that it's CBD, it has the other cannabinoids, but does not have any THC. And isolate, you'll see CBD isolate means it's
I was
just
going to ask
CBD.
that. A lot of people are asking us about. So CBD isolate, some of the Ohio processors are using CBD isolate in their processed goods, and some of the patients have had concerns that may be diluting their product. Do you think that's the case, or is it just another way to formulate it?
Diluting it, right? That you are focused on the CBD in that product. It doesn't have the other cannabinoids. It just means that it's CBD by itself, which is incredibly powerful, right?
Okay.
What you get when you have everything in there, a full spectrum, is going to be more potent, a little bit more different because you have other cannabinoids, but CBD by itself still has great value. It's going to be effective. It doesn't have any THC in it, of course, but sometimes it's a way of incorporating it into a product and just being focused on that one neurotransmitter or one compound.
Okay, all right. And the question that I think people will be asking, and this is kind of like back to the title of the show today, CBD, yes or no. A lot of people still have a hard time understanding what is the difference between CBD and cannabis, like we're getting at the dispensary, for example, that is just medical cannabis.
Okay, so cannabis is an umbrella term, right?
Okay.
for all cannabis related plants, right?
Right.
Then you branch off into the hemp plant,
Okay.
and the CBD that you find over the counter outside of the dispensary is always coming from a hemp plant, industrial hemp plant, and from CBD flower from those plants.
Okay.
When you say cannabis, or like traditionally called marijuana, which that's a whole nother conversation in itself.
Right.
But those plants that you're finding that are used in the dispensary are going to have a higher amount of THC, right? As well as some CBD and other cannabinoids. Hemp plants are going to be higher in CBD and has to have a lower content of THC. So it's like different apple trees in a way that some are going to be sour, some are going to be sweet. They're all producing some sort of apple. It just depends on your preferences, and but they're all under the same umbrella.
Okay, so that's how the people have to look at it, is that, you know, the CBD is something that fits underneath the cannabis umbrella. So when you're talking cannabis, you're talking CBD, you're talking CBC, and you're talking a lot of other cannabinoids as well, terpenes as well. It's all going to still fall under that same umbrella of just cannabis.
Yeah,
and
so
I
there's
think that's
cannabis,
where people are confused.
There's cannabis overall, there's hemp plants, and there's marijuana or cannabis plants. It's repetitive, and that's where the confusion comes.
Yeah, I agree with you. And so the next question I have is, and I think this will apply to a lot of people who will be watching this who maybe don't have their card, is for a first-time person, what is the best way to try CBD? Is it to smoke it, eat it, vape it, tincture it, drink it? What do you think?
That was a lot. Different ways. So I think it depends on what your desired effect is, right? So when I have someone who is afraid of using cannabis and THC and whether they can get their card or not, we've done research in our office. I think over 36% of our patients have never touched, tried, or thought of cannabis before. So we really have to help them feel comfortable with what they're considering, right? So for someone that's apprehensive, I always start with the topical. They're afraid of what ingesting cannabis CBD might do, and so we start with something simple like a topical and let them see that it's effective. And then depending on what their other needs might be, we kind of graduate up. But I would also choose, after using a topical, use something that's short acting. If they're willing to use a vape, which if someone's that apprehensive, they usually are not interested in that, then I would use a tincture, because it's active pretty quickly, 15 or 20 minutes, and then it's not going to last that long. You know, edibles are going to last 6 to 8 hours, where a tincture, you're probably getting 3 to maybe 5 hours tops, right? And so they know that they have a window out. Okay. If there's a concern.
All right. And Dave Fry says CBD is great to go if you have any negative effect of THC. So is he still kind of? I think he's talking about like how CBD can kind of counteract the THC.
Yes, absolutely. So keep in mind that the original plants centuries ago were a lot more balanced than what we've created now, right? That there was a lot more CBD. Yeah, it was much more THC and CBD and a lot more balance. Now we've kind of teased everything out so you can kind of choose what you're most interested in getting. But the one thing I often tell patients is that if you're worried about THC use, if you're worried about what that high, you know, the media has made being high this really psychedelic, crazy, out of control, you know, I don't even want to call that for madness, right? But CBD can counteract the high. And particularly if you are interested in using cannabis during the day, you have pain issues, anxiety, but you're afraid of that high feeling while you're working or doing and you want to be busy, bringing in CBD within 15 or 20 minutes, you'll start to get some clarity. If you don't have CBD to offer that for you, or if you wake up from using an edible at night and you still feel a little foggy, having CBD in the morning will give you some clarity. If you don't have CBD available, black peppercorns will also bind to those same receptors. And again, in about 15 or 20 minutes, you'll gain some clarity as well. So for the apprehensive patient, I often say that there's always an exit route. You just have to be prepared to have that around you.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really great. And so let me see here. The next question I have here is, many patients are used to, like a lot of them call it the high feeling, or Some people, when I was growing up, oh, we're blowed. So those are
Don't
the
tell
old
your
words.
age, Anthony. Don't tell your age.
No, I'm not. They can never guess that. But yeah, so my question with that is how would CBD affect someone? This kind of goes back to what Dave was saying too. How would CBD affect someone who says they have a high THC tolerance? Would they need a higher dose of CBD to balance them out, or does it matter about? Is there any comparison from CBD? You know how there's one-to-one products. So someone with a high tolerance and they say, it takes the strongest cannabis to make me feel anything. Those kind of folks, do they need a higher dose of CBD too in order for them to feel like something's happening? As far as their body absorbing it and actually doing something for them?
Absolutely. So CBD and THC are very different in how they operate, right? If you need a higher dose of THC, and there's a couple different reasons why. You either have a high tolerance because you are a chronic user, and little by little over time you have less receptors, and so you need more THC to be able to activate in your brain. The best thing you can do is a tolerance break, which isn't the easiest thing to do, but if you get away from using any THC 5 days or more, you will actually build new receptors very quickly, and you can actually go down to a lower dose. So that's kind of a side note, right?
Okay.
But if you have a higher tolerance for THC, it doesn't mean that you need more CBD necessarily, because they operate differently. What CBD really does is that it obviously is repairing the receptors. It keeps your anandamide, your natural endocannabinoids, active longer in the synapse, but is also interacting with all these other receptors of every other aspect of your body. So when CBD binds to a serotonin receptor, it's going to release more serotonin to decrease anxiety and depression. It's actually better at binding to receptors in other parts of your body than it is with the actual endocannabinoid system itself. So it's more like apples and oranges a little bit than to say if you have a high tolerance of THC, you're going to need a lot of, an extreme amount of CBD. Not necessarily.
Okay.
I might go a little bit higher because you're used to a certain amount of activity in your endocannabinoid system, but everyone's different, and the experience that you're looking for, what you want it to do, is so much different from one person to the next, particularly when it comes to CBD. I think the best thing you can do is be open.
Okay.
And then willing to adjust your dose accordingly.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. Next question, a little bit off the beaten path, but I thought I'd throw this in there. This is more for me than anybody else, but I know there are other animal lovers in this group, and other people who may be watching this and have a pet. And, I have an old doggie. She's really old. Her name's Princess. And I was going to bring her on today, but she's not feeling so hot. So do you feel that it's safe to give dogs and cats CBD? And then if so, what form?
So every mammal has an endocannabinoid system. So we naturally produce anandamide and 2-AG, and we have this overall system that helps balance our body. So CBD in itself is just a phytocannabinoid that helps bring that balance about that much better. And there are a lot of conditions for all mammals that are actually related to a defect in that endocannabinoid system. Okay, so CBD in particular is great for pets. THC is a whole nother story, right? Because how the brain responds to THC does depend on the animal. So that's different, and definitely be careful with that with your pets, because you can do some harm.
No, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
Some people do that.
It's a little bit trickier. So, but CBD can be given to pets. I got a dog over COVID that we named Coco. Corona is her, real name.
Hold on. Wait. A dog that you got over COVID, though? Okay, see, now you're going to have to tell us a story.
Well, my kids are sitting on my couch, not going any. I was like, you need something to do. And they've wanted a dog forever, but we're all way, way, way too busy. And one day I was like, get in the car. We're gonna see if we can get a dog. And so we got Corona, who's we call Coco. Waffles. Coco Waffles is her full name. But she's been fantastic, and a great way to support the kids during this crazy time. I respect greatly how you focus on COVID during this time with your show, because more people need to get that information out there and realize that we need to keep each other safe. So I commend the work that you're doing with that as well. But yes, CBD and pets are a great option to help with pain, inflammation, anxiety, their sleep. It's a safe way to support your pets. We have our own line. We have our own pet CBD that we
Really?
keep it in a tincture form.
Okay.
And the reason is because there's a lot of CBD treats out there. They tend to be a little low dose. And what we've been looking at was that, the pet owners are giving their pets, so many treats every day so they can get the CBD. And we're also seeing that there's a lot of issues with pet diabetes, pet obesity. And so we wanted to keep it in a tincture form so that you could simply put a dropper on their food, or some dogs take it directly from the pipette dropper itself, and to eliminate that piece. If you want to mix it with peanut butter, fantastic, but at least you know how much you're giving and what's appropriate for your pet. We don't want to make that choice for you. So
Sure.
yeah. So people like it, actually.
All right, great. So if they want to get CBD for their pet, what's the website?
So we sell our all of our CBD products on greenharvesthealthcbd.com, or you can go to our original website, which is greenharvest.health. So instead of a .com, it's a .health, and it'll lead you over to greenharvesthealthcbd.com. And we're running some specials right now, so definitely check it out. We work hard to create high quality products with great lab testing. And we also are really interested in supporting our customers and our patients. So if you have questions, if it's not working, we're not just selling product and hoping that it works for you, but come back, talk to us, we'll adjust it, we'll help you figure out how to make it most effective for you.
Okay, awesome. Now, Thin Lizzie, one of my loyal subscribers and viewers, has a question for you. She says, so for a first timer, if I'm looking for some topical CBD for neck, shoulder pain, where should I begin? How do I know what is the correct amount? Is that what you're looking for, Thin Lizzie? Go ahead.
So our pain cream, our freeze cream, is our #1 product. We have a hard time, honestly, sometimes even keeping it in stock. It's 500 milligrams of CBD. It's all organic. It has camphor or menthol type essential oil in it, so it allows better absorption. All topicals definitely work a little bit better if they're massaged in as opposed to just being placed on top of the skin. But topicals are a great place to start, as I mentioned before. And check us out. And I'm happy to take any questions that you might have about it as you're in your CBD journey.
All right. I'm sure, sometimes our comments are about 30 seconds behind our broadcast, maybe a little bit shorter. So she may ask us, then Lizzie may have another question for us.
Absolutely.
While we're waiting to see if she has any other questions, I'm going to ask another question I had on my list here. So what is the difference between CBD sold locally in Ohio versus the CBD that's sold online?
So obviously, we're sold online and we're local, right? So
Right.
What you're hoping is that for local companies, they're using local hemp, which we started out we started selling CBD before that was actually an option. Now we're very much as local as we possibly can be as the hemp farms are growing and developing, and we use local processors so that everything is up to par and Ohio based. I think more the question is that when you're getting some of these products that the price might be a little bit too good, or some of the things that you might see online and you're not getting a lot of information, the concern is that are they getting this hemp from overseas? To be able to create quality hemp to produce CBD, there's so many different nuances to it. Hemp absorbs chemicals, metals so incredibly easily that you have to not just make sure that you're growing the plant correctly, but that you have the right soil for it. And so if you do not make sure that you're having all these things in order, if you don't have the right type of lab testing, you don't really know what you're getting, and you could be getting chemicals that you didn't want. Also, if the hemp is coming from overseas, how old is it? Right. And so you want to make sure that you're getting, we always work with small batch cultivators and processors because we want continuous fresh batches of our products, and as well as for the businesses that we work with that are white labeling our products and selling our products as well. So we try to make sure that when you see doctor recommended on the labels of our products and of our CBD partners, that we have crossed every T and dotted every I so that you can trust the product that you're getting.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, I've got another a question from a viewer.
Sure.
This is from Crystal on Facebook. She says, CBD for insomnia, beginner with CBD, and she says, thank you in advance for your time.
Absolutely, Crystal. So, so there's kind of two parts to this. That CBD works with your natural circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is what kind of keeps us going and awake in the morning and kind of slows us down for sleep at night. CBD used during waking hours tends to be a little bit, pulls us up a little bit more. And then in the evening, as our circadian rhythm starts to slow down and puts us more into a nighttime or sleep mode, it works with that rhythm and kind of makes us a little bit more tired. So in addition to that, when you're using a CBD product that is more full spectrum, and so you're getting these other cannabinoids, you're getting some of that CBN in there, you're getting less than 0.3% THC, though it sounds like a little bit, it has this cumulative effect, so it becomes a little bit more potent. That will make you a little bit more tired, and if someone's using one of our full spectrum products, I usually have them use a little bit more, and they will be tired on it. For more daytime use, you can still use a full spectrum. You'll probably use a little bit less, or use one of our isolates. And when I say ours, I mean, I'm saying this in general as well, because I actually sometimes recommend other products as well to people when there's something very specific that I want them to have. But a CBD isolate's great for daytime. So yeah, you can use CBD to help with insomnia. Focus on a full spectrum. Focus on some that might have a little CBN in it. But even a full spectrum in general will make you tired just because of all the cannabinoids.
All right, and she says tired of high doses of, I can't read that word.
Klonopin, yes. I'm tired for you. So we definitely, so being physician-based and physician-owned, we work with people to help them get off of their medications. We write letters to their primary care. We have communication with them. We don't want to operate in a bubble. We want to work with your physicians to help you make these decisions, and finding the right amount of CBD products or cannabis-based products to be able to get off some of these pharmaceuticals, right? So
right.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Little Mac 86 says he's been looking for CBN. So
yes.
Is that something you can help him out with? Like, is you have products that have a higher dose of CBN in it that maybe he could try?
Absolutely. So full spectrum products usually are going to have some CBN in it. Keep in mind, whenever you're using any sort of distillate, some of those numbers will lower down. There are some products that are completely CBN focused. You do have to look online, and if you have questions and you're not sure if you should purchase or not, I'm happy to walk you through their certificate of analysis to make sure it's a quality product. But CBN does work, without a doubt. I know that our full spectrum has some CBN in it. It definitely makes people sleepy. We have a great full spectrum gummy as well that I usually take a half of it during the day. I think a whole, it doesn't really, I mean, I'm used to it now, but when we first started looking at different gummies, I took 3 because it tastes good, and I was out for the whole afternoon. So, so yeah, you can find the right product for you. I'm happy to help you find it.
All right, I missed a question here, so hold on a second. Somebody, I don't want to miss people's questions. It got away from me here, but I saw it. Hold on. The question was, where did it go? Is a high CBD strain such as ACDC hemp or cannabis? So I think she's referring to like the one that's sold at the dispensaries. That's
yes,
ACDC.
ACDC is a high CBD product. Oh, I don't know what the question is. It cannabis? Yes.
Yeah, because she said, yeah, because I have that. I think I did a review. I did a review on the ACDC cannabis, and it, you know, it's low THC, but it's not below the 0.03. No. So it would still be considered cannabis then, right?
It's still considered cannabis. Keep in mind, hemp cannabis, there's a little bit of a spectrum there, right? That because
Okay.
they're so closely related. But I often recommend ACD. You know, what I often tell people is that if they're into flower, you can buy some flower that is a one-to-one. I recommend a lot of one-to-ones because people want to use it during the day. It's great for muscle spasms, so you're getting all the benefits of CBD and THC without the high. But some people don't want to buy another product, so I often tell
Right.
people to buy their favorite, more THC-focused flower and buy some ACDC, right? You can get those buds, grind them together the way that you want in whatever proportion, and now you've made your own blend.
Right.
But I often say take a picture, or be able to tell how much you're using of each one, because obviously if you do it a little bit different every time, you're getting a little bit of a different effect. But it allows you. I have some people that use a lot of the ACDC one day and a lot more of their favorite THC product the next. It just depends on how they're feeling and what their needs are.
All right. Jaya Frank says, is there a CBD product that will help counteract the munchies? That's an awesome question there.
Yeah, a little bit. There is, so
That's a great
there's
question.
THCV, which is another cannabinoid, has been known to be more of an appetite suppressant. So a lot of the flower, a lot of the products don't have a lot of THCV in it, but some do. Durban Poison in particular is one that has a little bit more THCV in it. And I've had patients utilize that in their weight loss journey.
Really?
There are a couple more, but as far as this area, the one that I see the most is Durban Poison. They buy it in mainly vapes, I think. They might buy it in some flower as well. But
I need some of that.
Yeah, I know, right? Another way to combat the munchies is to prepare ahead of time. So I have patients that the munchies are really, it's not that you want to eat bad. It's just that THC heightens your taste buds. And when you have that heightened taste bud feeling, we tend to go towards things that kind of make us a little happier, which might be the carbs or what have you. But if you prepare ahead of time, I have a patient that doesn't want to gain weight. She's a little apprehensive with having the high, but has a lot of pain issues. Every day she comes home, she makes a salad. She actually puts a pepper grinder next to her salad, uses the cannabis. If she feels like she used too much, she puts a little bit more pepper in her salad. If she feels great, she leaves it alone.
Really?
And then she eats the salad. So she's very methodical in how she approaches it. Make good choices. That if you have a lot of high carb junk food around, who's not going to go for that, right?
Yeah,
But
I have
make
all
better
the
choices.
options. I have all the options here. Ruffles,
It's
cookies,
a new year, Anthony. We got to make better
ice cream.
choices.
But
No.
I don't use real ice cream. I use almond ice cream.
I'm not falling for this one.
All right, I had to try.
Make good choices.
Yes, okay. Yeah, new year. You're right.
New year.
All right. Now, how do you feel about smoking CBD? What's your take on that?
Okay, in general, I'll say this as a blanket statement. I would love that the only thing that you inhale is fresh air, but
Right.
that's not reality, and that's
Right.
not always medicinally what would be most effective. So
Okay.
I'll throw that out there, okay? So are we, as far as like burning it, I don't like combusting a whole lot because
Okay.
whenever you burn, you are releasing carcinogens, so I'm not a big fan of that. However, CBD vapes are great, particularly if you need something quickly. It's going to activate within a couple minutes or so because it's going through your lungs, and it can be effective for, at the most maybe 2 hours or so. I think it's a great option. My migraine patients, I often have them use a CBD vape because getting that CBD in very quickly can sometimes combat a migraine from coming on. It's great if you wake up groggy from using too much THC the night before. If you just have pain issues, whenever you need to get it in quickly is when I recommend it.
Okay.
Before we came on air, Anthony and I were talking about dabbing CBD, and I've had people with severe pain dab CBD because it gets in there quickly. It's incredibly relaxing. Everything that CBD does, you get it multiplies and happens immediately.
Yeah, I want
And
some now. You got me hooked. I want to
yeah,
dab some CBD like today.
yeah. So it can be a really positive experience for people, particularly if you're finding everything else to be a little bit more difficult to treat your symptoms. So it's an approach. All my patients are not interested in propane lighter type thing, but
Right,
for the
right.
ones that are
Yeah,
comfortable with
yeah.
it, it's an option. So
Yeah, I do a lot of dabbing with this guy here, and
sure,
I
and that's an
really,
option too. Yeah,
yeah, I've had a lot of
absolutely.
success. And another one of the few, like we're getting down to the last questions. The one I want to ask you here is, do you think the cost of CBD is affordable in Ohio right now overall? Not just looking at your business, but just overall.
Sure. So CBD is expensive because of the amount of harvest that you have to process these products, right? This price has gone down, particularly someone that mentioned Lazarus Naturals
Lazarus,
a little bit ago.
Naturals,
And
yes.
yes, and so they're one of the big players in the CBD field. They've been successful quite some time. When they lowered their prices, nearly every other CBD company lowered their prices as well, including us. Okay. So do I think over time, as it becomes more and more and more mainstream, and I can guarantee you insurance companies are going to get more and more into the CBD space as well, that you will see the prices drop, because you'll have more farms, you'll have more opportunities, more processors. When honestly, when the field gets a little bit more flooded, to compete, the prices are going to have to come down.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way things work. Do I wish it was cheaper, even having my own business? Yes, because I feel like it is a barrier for people that I think could do incredibly well with it and should be incorporating it into their regimen. But the price can be a barrier. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, I really appreciate you being here today, Dr. Bridget. It's really
absolutely.
been great. And, I just want to make sure if anyone else had any other questions they would like to ask before we wrap up today, I just want to give you that open opportunity because, like I said, this is a great opportunity to learn more about CBD in real time and get your questions answered by somebody who actually knows a lot about it more than I know.
Absolutely. No, I'm happy to be here. It's great to actually have an opportunity to have a conversation with you. If you have questions, you can actually email me directly. I take patients' questions all the time, Dr. Bridget at greenharvest.health. I also take messages on Dr. Bridget Williams on Facebook, and definitely stop by our website, which is greenharvest.health. And if you want to know more about my speaking and different events, go to drbridgetmd.com. So I think that's enough, right?
Yeah, they're gonna find you. They're gonna be Googling you tonight.
I often do once a month. I go to the either Columbus or Cincinnati Botanical Depot and do a talk. It's called a little talk, a lot of questions. So I answer 5 questions about a topic. I think we're doing it on the 13th, and people can do sign up on Zoom, so you don't have to leave your home. And some people in the store will come over as well. So it's a little bit more COVID friendly or safe. 5 questions about a topic, answer them, and then you can ask any questions you want on topic or off. So it's just a way to communicate with patients in a, overly saturated time where we spend way too many times doing long hour talks. This is
Right.
compact and friendly for people.
Lil Mac says, "Thanks, Doc. Keep up the good fight."
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, well, thanks really for being here, Dr. Bridget, and I know your time is valuable, so we'll hope to have you back to talk about some other things, and maybe you'll bring some more guests with you so we can keep this show going with more information and education.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Anthony.
All right. All right, Dr. Bridget, you have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. All right, guys, that was pretty awesome now. And I really thank you guys for being here. That was a great interview, and we're going to do many more. We're going to have more people on the show. It's not over. And, I couldn't have got this far without you guys and your support. And like I said, it's just going to keep going. We're going to keep bringing everybody together. We're going to keep having more patients who are going to be doing reviews. Check out my guy Rob, Ohio Marijuana Reviews. He's up and coming now, And you can make sure you like and subscribe his channel as well, because I want to make sure that other people who want to get out here and have a voice and talk about this medicine and how it's helping them and how it can help other people. I want it. I'm all for it. So I want to make sure everybody gets the promotion they deserve. And, you know, like I said, my payback is positive energy and being able to see people say, hey, it made a difference for me. That's what matters to me. And I appreciate y'all being here every Friday with me. It really is a blessing to be here. And it's a blessing to have you guys here as well. And I will make sure that, thank you very much, Chai Frey. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And like I said, we go keep going. We go keep going. I'm sorry, man. I just clicked off your comment. Yeah, look, yeah, make sure you find Rob, man. He's on there, man. He's got some really good videos there, and he's up and coming, man. So, like I said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap today's show, man. It's been a really great show. And again, make sure that if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, and you're sharing this video with all your friends and family, no matter where they are, even if they're outside of Ohio. Share it all over the world, because now we are just going to go global with this medicine here. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I heard that. This dab too, yes.